Hello, welcome in. I'm Glad from Glad Gaming, and today we're doing a tutorial on Copic markers, on how to color with them and how to blend with them. Let's start off with just coloring in general. The main idea when drawing with alcohol-based markers, I usually just focus on the Copic one since that's the one I use mainly. But any alcohol-based markers in general, that's besides the topic. You start off with a base coat of the color that you want. Like say for example, you're drawing a human. You want the lighter skin tone out of all of them, and then you go with the darker ones. Just with basic shading with pencil, you go from light to dark, or granted some people go from dark to light. It's really your preference. This is not a direct thing on what you should do. Just do anything that you prefer to do. So this is the main thing about my tutorials. You can do it the way I do it, or you can do it yourself and figure it out for yourself, and that's just fine. A lot of people do it that way. But anyways, let's get to the tutorial. Yeah, when you're drawing or coloring, you go from light to dark. At least that's what I do. And when I first started blending my colors, I didn't even know I was blending. I was actually doing my Saitama drawing that you can probably find with the eye in the corner if I do it correctly. I don't know how good my my skills will be, or my speaking skills for that matter. But anyways, there's the eye up there. You can check it out. And when I was drawing my Saitama, if I said it correctly, my Saitama drawing, I didn't have a dark yellow for his jumpsuit. So I used I think it was a neutral gray 3 or neutral gray 2, one of the two. I don't know which one I used, but I used it and I started getting this grayish tone over my base yellow. And I didn't like it. It didn't look yellow enough. So I went back over it with my yellow again. And it gave me a darker shade of yellow, and I was thinking, oh, okay. So I started blending my other colors that I saw that had harder edges, and I started getting these softer edges of what the effects on what it really would be on a human skin or something. So with me learning how to do that, it makes it a lot more easier on shading and understanding what you got to do for these drawings. If you look at the picture currently at this moment, I'm drawing another anime-ish character, but the shading is a lot more softer than what you see in the traditional anime that you see on TV. I mean, you can do this on any other coloring picture. You don't have to be anime. You can do it on a monster or a futuristic soldier or anything, but you can get these softer edges on certain parts of your shading, different parts of your body, different parts of material, and it creates these good looking shading effects. And with this one right here, I'm using 3 different colors. I'm using an eggshell based color. What's it called? E00. I think it's pretty much eggshell. Or is it cotton pearl? I use a cotton pearl in there too. But yes, I use a cotton pearl, an eggshell, and a barely beige. And it gives this soft effect on the skin colors. And that's what I wanted to accomplish with this one. Same goes for the eye, same goes for the hair, same goes for the clothes and the background. I start off with a light shade, and then I build myself up from a darker shade. I usually give that my mid color, I give it a little bit more leeway than my darker color. I don't do as much as my darker colors, which I probably could if I really wanted to. But that's where the blending aspect comes in. You start with your light, then you go with your mid-tone, then you go with your dark. If you have more than that, then you just blend them. It's a little more elaborate and just takes more time with more colors. Since this is just an anime character, or anime-ish character, I only needed like 1 or 2 or 3 different colors for certain aspects of it. And yeah, I just build myself up, and then when I got my final color in, my darker color, I went back over it with my lightest color, and then you start seeing some blending, okay? And then different parts I wanted to get darker, so I went back with my mid-tone, even though my marker was dying in this picture, or at least for my skin colors, not my other colors. And I started getting these hard shades, like I said before, softer and more natural looking. If you want these hard edges, don't blend. Some parts of it you don't want these softer edges. It gives it not as good of effect as if it would have been if it was softer. So it really just depends on the application of different materials or different characters or whatever, just different artwork. So pretty much just sums up what I'm wanting to explain in this video. Hopefully you got something out of it. I mean, that's pretty much the basic thing on blending with markers. And speaking of the coloring part of markers, I didn't really get to that part about in the tutorial. When you color with the markers, just be aware that streaking can happen. So what I try to do is I try to move quickly. If you don't move quickly, you can get this ugly looking streaks, and no one likes streaks in drawings. So you gotta go quick. As you can see with this, I'm going back over it, and you can do this quickly, or there's another way that I've seen another artist do or use, and is that they go over one shade and then they go over it again with another shade, and it blends it and make it not as streaky. I know some markers, they'll still become streaky just depending on how cheap they are. That's why I like Copics. They're quick and they dry fast and they're blending great. They're like the oil paint of markers, if you want to say it like that. But yeah, that's basically what you want to avoid when using this type of shading, or not really shading, but coloring. You don't want no streaks in your drawings. It makes it look ugly. At least in my opinion, it does. Now, you can probably do that in certain things, and it might look just fine, like wood. If you have streaking in wood, that'll probably look pretty good, because the natural cause of the rings and the features of the wood, the streaking wouldn't make it so boring. It'll make it more alive, because that's what the wood looks like. But in certain things like clothes or skin, you don't want no streaking in it, or that will give the effect of what you're not wanting to be. And another thing, this is just a little general tip for all you artists. Draw your characters in different poses. Try to get a loose feel so you can get these awesome looking lighting effects for your coloring. And just mess around with your lighting so you can get these cool looking coloring or cool looking lighting effects that you can use, or use different light sources. You can get some good blending action, if you want to say it like that, good blending opportunities. So yeah, this is about the sum of the tutorial. I'm pretty much just rambling myself now. So hopefully you got something out of it. If you didn't really quite understand what I was trying to get a hold of and you want to learn something more, please let me know in the comments. I do always try to read my comments in the YouTube videos. And if you enjoyed this video, thanks a lot, and please leave a like and maybe even consider subscribing. I don't really try to say subscribing too much, because I don't really like, oh, subscribe for more content, blah blah blah. But in all reality, having more subscribers, it makes the channel grow. So if you feel like that you want to be part of this channel and make my channel grow, I would highly appreciate it. So thanks a lot for watching. Take it easy, and I shall see all of you in the next gaming video, art tutorial, or any other drawing video, or anything in general that I make on YouTube. I'll see you in that video. Y'all take it easy. Oh yeah, and enjoy the rest of the video. I forgot to say that.